Hi guys, do you remember the online petition calling for a general election? I had predicted during the media storm over it that within a week nobody would be talking about it. Well, that turned out to be true. The wave of support has now turned to a trickle. So the crazies need to come up with another way to get Starmer out of number 10. And here we have this Scottish lady called Natasha posting a video online where she's calling for a vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister. So at first I thought perhaps she just has a problem with Keir Starmer, but I think it goes a bit deeper than that. However, what she's asking for doesn't make a lot of sense. Have a listen.
If you really are dissatisfied with Keir Starmer, the current leader of your government, then you need to put pressure on your local MP to call a vote of no confidence. It is the only way we are going to get that man out of 10 Downing Street. You need to put pressure on your local MP. Let them know that you're dissatisfied with the current leadership of your country. It doesn't matter what party they are from. These MPs fought hard for their seats, and if they really care about their seats and they really care about their constituents, they'll listen to them. This is the only way we're going to get that man out of 10 Downing Street. So put pressure on your local MP, let them know that you're not satisfied with the current leadership and that you expect them to call a vote of no confidence.
Okay, so when I first saw this video, I thought, okay, perhaps this lady in Scotland is upset with Keir Starmer, upset with maybe the treatment of the WASPI women, upset about the winter fuel allowance or the two-child benefit cap, and she would be happy to see somebody else in number 10, but of course within the Labour Party. So the problem is really Starmer and some of his policies. But if we actually look at her social media, it's not exactly the case, because she's retweeting videos about Nigel Farage, Reform UK, and even, you can see here, Tommy Robinson. So I don't think she's a Labour Party supporter who's just upset with Keir Starmer. I think it's a bit more than that. Now, let's get to the point that she raised here. A vote of no confidence. Now, there are two types of vote of confidence or vote of no confidence that can take place. One within the party and one within Parliament. Now, if we turn the clock back a little bit, there were a number of votes against prime ministers within the Conservative Party that have taken place. And look, the party may decide, look, we're not happy with the current leader, the current prime minister, let's replace them with somebody else. So the prime minister, or the leader of the party, I should say, faces a confidence vote within the party. And generally, if they fail to win a majority, if they lose that vote, they are replaced by somebody else within the party. But that does not affect the government. That does not affect the party in Parliament, because that's a separate vote. Now, she's calling for a vote of confidence or vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister, or in the government, basically, in Parliament. But there's a problem with that. She's saying, you need to reach out to your MP and put pressure on them to call for a vote of no confidence in the government. Now, let's say, for the sake of argument, a Labour MP decides to listen to this and say, okay, I'm going to vote against the government. What would happen then? So if the government lost the vote of confidence or vote of no confidence, the government would be brought down. And it's not about Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer would be neither here nor there. It would be the government that would be brought down, and they would have to call a general election. Now, a Labour MP, why would they do that? See, they could have a problem with Keir Starmer. She's saying here about the leadership, get rid of Keir Starmer. Well, that would be an internal vote within the Labour Party. But she's not talking about that here, because she said, no matter the party, put pressure on your MP to call a vote of no confidence. So she's not talking about internally within the Labour Party. She's talking about Parliament. Now, this adds an extra problem, because imagine a Conservative MP calls for a vote of no confidence in the government. What do you think the Labour Party would do then? See, if it's a vote of no confidence within the Labour Party, that's something that they will deal with. But can you imagine if a Conservative MP or a Reform UK MP or a Liberal Democrat or SNP or any other party MPs called for a vote of no confidence in the government? It's not so much about Keir Starmer, it's about the government. Do you think Labour MPs would rally around that MP and say, yes, we need to get rid of our government? It's nonsensical thinking. I had said this back at the time when there was a talk about a vote of no confidence in Boris Johnson's government. Boris Johnson could potentially lose the vote of confidence in the party vote, but win it in Parliament, because parliamentarians say, look, we're not happy with the current Prime Minister as the leader of the party, but we're certainly happy with us being in government. So it's nonsensical thinking to think that, first of all, Labour MPs would back the idea of kicking themselves out of Parliament, and second, it's nonsensical to think that Labour MPs would back another MP's call for a vote of no confidence. The party will protect itself. Labour MPs have just been elected. They would be insane if they were to support a vote of no confidence, because they would likely lose their seat at the next election. So they have been saying, look, we need to give the government time to turn things around. Their argument is that the Conservatives have trashed the economy, trashed public services over the last 14 years. We'll need a number of years to undo that damage. Yes, we're facing a lot of pressure from our constituents over policies and over the state of the economy, but we need time. We need time to turn things around. So, of course, there are many MPs who are sitting on very slim majorities and are very worried about holding on to their seat. But it would be absolutely insane for them to support a general election now when the public are very angry with the government. So this is not going to go anywhere. I don't see a confidence vote within the Labour Party. I don't see a confidence vote from Labour MPs in Parliament, and I certainly don't see a confidence vote being called by members of other parties. Well, that's the more likely scenario. Would it go anywhere? Of course not, because Keir Starmer has a massive majority. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.